Hello, everyone. My name is Nekme Obasoge. You are welcome to Nebo TV, and today we are having a guest from the United States, a registered nurse and the founder of Angel Wings Africa Health Empowerment Foundation, Angela Uhomoibhi Oriakhi. Hello, Sister Angela.
Hello, Neckman. I can't see you though. Is that okay?
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I see you. You've been having a lot of interviews with a lot of people. I'll tell you right now, you're doing great, and
Thank you.
that's your way of giving to the community. I tell people when we on our live videos, it's a way of giving to our community when we tell people what's going on and also just alert people of what they should be doing and what they should be expecting. And I thank you for that.
Thank you so much for the recognition, ma. Thank you. You too, you have been doing a wonderful job. You are a role model to all of us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, ma. You know, we are all from Edo State. We can't be quiet. We can't just be
Yeah.
quiet over the crisis, especially the political crisis in the state. Okay, and today we're going to be looking at some of the issues affecting people in Edo State. Okay, the political crisis, the rift between Adanso Shomole and Governor Obaseki is becoming inevitable in the state. Is what exacerbated this political crisis in Edo State. So
Right.
I know that you have been following the trend a little bit, right? Yeah. So what
Yeah.
do you think we can do right now to impact Edo State?
So, Governor Basaki, I the last Zoom, I think it was you that asked the question about security in the state.
Yes, I
And
did.
the answer was, if I follow up with, because I after your show, I do share at times and I listen to some of the, because it concerns all of us. Anybody that thinks something that happens to Nigeria or something that happened to Edo State is none of their concern because they are in diaspora, that is not good thinking. That is our home. That's our foundation. We should be worried and we should all contribute our 2 cents to what goes on in Edo State. So, first of all, I see Governor Baseki said, um, when you asked about the security questions in the Zoom meeting, he said, what happened if the commander in chief is the one being attacked?
Mm,
That is worrisome.
mm,
That's very worrisome in the sense that the commander in chief should be in control 300%, if not 1000%. So
exactly.
when he made that statement, I'm like, oh my God, okay, what are we against? If where we can run to, the law is telling us that he's afraid and he's out of control,
Mm,
then how are we going to handle that? So, my advice to him, I'm not a security expert in any way, but I've seen people do it in other nation and what works. So my advice to him is for him to be in control and for him to be the commander in chief like he is, and he needs to put security system in place because even in the Western world where there is at least fair election, there's still, you might not even see the policemen. Their car might just be far away from the booth. You don't even know if people are voting. You just go in there, do your a little sleeping, and
mm,
that's that. I don't know why we shouldn't be that way too. We are human beings too. And when the government is being attacked, that is disrespectfulness on as a citizen. You are being disrespecting your laws,
mm.
and you are being disrespecting the people that are supposed to be in charge, and that's you rubbishing your foundation. So, and all the police commander or commissioner, whatever you have to call it, I think they should be taking command from the commander in chief, who is the governor. So you should take command from him. Everybody should have to, if that's how we are with our election, the policeman should be stationed in every location. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
So if you're gonna act like an animal
mm,
instead of a human being, then you should be treated as such. And if you're gonna act like a human being, you just go in there, throw your vote, and get out. And when it comes to the counting, let people count fairly. Because I don't know why it's do or die in Edo State. What is it that is so desperate? Why are people so desperate to be in that position? Because when you are willing to help the people, or when you're willing to give it all you have, when you're willing to lay down yourself and serve the people, you don't get that desperate. No, you don't. Except you have a motive that
mm,
you're gonna go in there and drag all we have. That's the only desperation I can think of.
mm,
Because if you want to, just like I want a position, I'm not going to be desperate about it. Either is do or don't. Either I get it or I don't get
mm,
it. I'm going to relax. I'm not going to start killing people for me to get a position. Then if I start doing that, then that means my motives are the wrong motive. That's
yeah,
how I think. So
mm,
whichever side, it don't matter if it was PDP or APC, I think we should do this calmly, quietly, without violence, and we get this rolling.
exactly. The security issues that the governor was complaining about when I asked that question last 2 weeks. You know that the police is under the federal government. And
Okay.
people have been complaining about federal might in Edo State, especially this upcoming election. And the governor made a statement that he ordered police to make arrests over some of the crimes going on in the state, and police refused to do that. And they also refused to prosecute some people who are responsible for inferno in public spaces in Edo State. Why? Because police is being controlled by the federal government. When you look at APC, is the federal government. So right now, you understand that. So right now, the federal government is trying to use the power, federal power, to suppress Governor Obaseki's administration. That is what is going on. That is why the governor was complaining about security issues in the state. That's the thing. You can't blame him. He's supposed to be commander in chief. But what about if the federal government is suppressing him?
The reform is needed. Revolution is needed. Reformation and restructuring of Nigeria is needed. I
Exactly.
think everybody has to have their own police. I think in every country, for any country to work, there shouldn't be the federal government taking controlling the police department. No, like I know you live in Canada and I live in the U.S. Why it happens is the way is structured is we have the state police, Massachusetts State Police.
Mm,
We have the town police. Not even the city, every city has their own police. So, like where I am right now, I live outside Boston. Even in Boston, Boston have their zonal police. Dorchester, Roxbury, all those places are Boston. But everybody have their own police department. So like I live in the suburb, which I live like little towns are around. Like I transferred, it's a little town. They have a transport police department, low police department. Everybody have their own police, and the state police don't interfere with the city police. Everybody do their own thing. If the state police pull you over in the highway, whatever ticket you get is going straight to the state police. If the community police pull you over in the highway, can't get through. I don't know how he cannot get through. Somebody is texting me that they cannot get through, but I shared the video. So if the local police and my town police pulled me up in the highway, that ticket money is going to that police department. So I don't know why Nigeria, first of all, Nigeria is 36 states. Nigeria is too big to have one police department as federal police. No,
Thank you.
that is already the breakdown of the whole system,
Thank you.
because that's gonna be very corruptible, because every state needs to, the governor, in my opinion, the governor needs to have a say in his police department and have its own police department. And every other station in that state should also be controlled by
Like,
divisions.
yes, yes, exactly.
So
Exactly.
a governor cannot tell the police department what to do, and above is telling the police department to do the opposite. Who runs a country like that? Who runs
Yes,
any entity like that? Even with a company, if the president and the vice president of a company is saying two different mouths, then that company will be in disarray.
yes,
Are you
exactly.
kidding me?
Yeah, we're having the problem of decentralization in Nigeria. You know that the police is under the federal government. They can control police over all states in Nigeria. And the Governor Obaseki, set up what we call the state security called the by Ziga. I'm not sure if they are given the right to arrest or prosecute criminals in the state. That is what I'm not sure of. I don't want to speculate. I'm not sure of that. But right now, because of the structure of the country, the security operatives, the governor is placing the governor in a kind of a powerless position. Even there is an allegation that the federal government brought police officers from Abuja, okay,
Or do what?
to take control of Edo State. So it's an allegation. I'm not there. I always defend whatever I speculate on this show. It's an allegation. People are saying it that the federal government brought some police officers from Abuja to take over Edo State. You see how federal might is very present in Edo State right now, just because of this election. And many people are afraid that with this power, federal power, that they are planning to ring this upcoming election. And we are protesting for free and fair and credible election in this upcoming governorship election in Edo State. So right now, how can we achieve democracy in Nigeria with what is going on, the corruption embedded in the political system of Nigeria? We are not moving forward with what is going on in Edo State. Adam Soshomole is there playing the role of a godfather. He is not the only former governor of a state in Nigeria, but right now he's playing the role of a godfather in Edo State that won't leave Edo State alone. He is dictating who is going to be the next governor of the state. He's causing confusion. When you look at this political crisis in the state, it's and then so Shomola is at the root of everything, because it started between him and Governor Obaseki, why he accused Governor Obaseki for some. It doesn't really make any sense to many people. For him, he said the governor failed to continue with some of the projects they started together. That was the reason Adanso Shomole starts hitting on Governor Obaseki in the state. And gradually, and this problem, the president was not able to settle this problem between the rift between Adanso Shomole and Governor Obaseki. That's what led to the disqualification of the governor. You heard about that. You saw it on the news where Governor Obaseki was disqualified from APC. He disqualified a
So
city governor, a city incumbent
yeah,
governor was disqualified.
so I did a video. I did a video about that,
Mm,
and let me just come in for a minute.
mm,
I did a video about that, and I want to clarify to everybody: no matter where you are, you must speak power to the truth, because whether you hate Obasaki or you hate Izeyamu or you hate Idito Sokoma, well, because we're forgetting that it's three candidates.
mm.
Uh, Whether you hate any of the candidates, but say the truth and speak to the power. That's the only way our people will be liberated. Because there is no way you can. It doesn't matter if you love Oshomole and he's your father or whatever. You can correct your dad when they're wrong. That is totally wrong, because You cannot. It's just like you're telling okay, our election is coming between Biden and Trump.
Mm,
It's just like somebody will come from nowhere and say, Trump, you are disqualified because your
mm,
credentials were
mm,
never right.
mm,
Well, you know who's going to go to jail? The person that screened Trump and told Trump it was okay to go. That person will go to jail because they didn't do their job right. So if Oshomola is really right in his right mind, for bringing he at least him and his entourage would have screened Governor Baseki and know that he's qualified.
for the first
And
one, for the first election.
yes, for the first election.
Mm,
So if he wasn't qualified and you're telling us he's not qualified now, you should be the one to be going to jail because you did the screening and you did a lousy job. So for you to go unseat the sitting governor, that's totally wrong. Because you know why? We
mm,
can just see all the annoyance. You guys cannot just, you guys think Nigerians are fools. You guys think because you put them in a compromised state, you have money, you give them little change, they are happy. That's where you have enchained them. You no freedom. So you think we're all sitting here and don't have brains to think about you coming out to say a sitting governor? This is not about, I'm not APC or I'm not PDP either. I just want the goodness of my people.
exactly.
But you think anybody is not educated or we're all not enlightened enough to know that that's just a blunt, that's just a life from hell. Because you guys have your personal stuff. You guys are being self-centered. You are not thinking of any other person but yourself. You are not thinking of the child. Have you been to Benin lately? You stop at Ring Road. 20 more than over 100 children, 50 children will run to your car like hell. And they will tell you straight, Mommy, I'm hungry. You are not thinking about those children. You are not thinking about the pensioners who have worked 35 years of their life and it's time for them to enjoy before God calls them. You are not thinking of that. You are not thinking of an average a young man that has gone to school, acquire a degree, and because he doesn't have a godfather or doesn't know anybody in anywhere, he's still in his father's house and begging for a bar once a day. You're not thinking of all that. All you're thinking about is the power, is the name, is you, and you.
Mm,
So that is totally wrong. I'm against that. When people are self-centered, I don't do well with self-centered people. I don't do well with liars, and I don't do well with people who are greedy, and I don't also do well with people who don't think of other people except them. You want to cozy your children in a very cozy country that people have worked hard for. But the country that you have ruined, you want those children to be there in slum. And you're going to pray to God and go, okay, you take their money, you go do Thanksgiving in church. How ironic is that?
yes. You just said something at the beginning that somebody who screened Governor Obaseki during the first election supposed to be prosecuted. And then Soshomole, because Nigeria is a lawless country. Otherwise, according to what you just said, you screen someone in the first election, passing, second election, the same screening, the same credentials, and you disqualified him. You know his excuse. He said he was negligent, that he didn't pay attention at that
So
time.
pay for it.
He said,
So pay for it.
that's what
So
he
pay
said.
for it.
He said,
So pay for it.
yeah, that's all. He said, I'll blame myself because I didn't screen him properly. I just believe everything he told me. That is why. Is that
The
an
next.
excuse in a country governed or ruled by law where there is law? Is that an excuse? You're supposed to
No,
be prosecuted for
no.
screening somebody. Yeah, if really there's law in Nigeria. That's why we say Nigeria is a lawless country, and all the politicians, they believe that they are just too powerful to respect the rule of law in the country. That is the number one problem we are having. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to Adam Soshomole and his statement about the disqualification of Governor Obaseki. Like what I said before, it just shows that Nigeria is a lawless country. You can disqualify anybody based on your personal bias, and nobody will prosecute you. That is what Adam Soshomole did to Governor Obaseki. And for him, he said he was negligent the first screening that brought Governor Obaseki into power because he just believed everything Governor Obaseki told him. That is why he passed him for the first time. So the second time now, he's telling us that he undergone a proper screening. That's why they disqualify him because of some discrepancies in his academic credentials. So right now, you made that mistake for the first time. So nobody is prosecuting you. And we said we have rule of law in Nigeria. If such a thing happened in the Western world, Canada, where I am, that person will have to face the justice system for being negligent. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. And the politicians, they believe that they are just too powerful to respect the rule of law in the country.
Yeah.
They infringe the rights of citizens. They violate the rule of law in the country. What do you expect when the head is rotting? What do you expect the body to be? When the leaders are corrupt, what do you expect from the citizens of the country? That is why we are not moving forward in Nigeria. We can't be in the West here, just be quiet, looking at them, leading that country into flame. We can't be quiet. We can't be quiet, honestly. Democracy must flourish in Nigeria. People are attacking me that I'm not supposed to be saying anything. I should be neutral. Neutral for what? Neutral for what? So if I'm neutral because of my profession, you are not a politician, Sister Angela, you are a nurse. Neutral, a nurse is not a politician, a journalist is not a politician, a mechanic is not a politician. So how many percentage of Nigerians are politicians? So which means all of us, because of our profession, we have to be quiet and neutral. Why would we allow all these people to lead Nigeria into flame? Who is going to suffer? All of us. I know that I'm living in Canada, but I have family in Nigeria. And Nigeria
No,
is my,
no, our foundation will suffer. Our foundation will suffer. Our heritage will suffer. I don't care. Like I say all the time, I'm a preacher of that. I don't care what passport you have. I don't care what passport you have. You could have blue passport, green passport. I have blue passport. But how about my green passport? Why should my heritage be destroyed by just few people? Why
thank
should that be? Why should my children who are born in the US that have gone to Nigeria and enjoyed it and wants to go over and over and even go there without me? They have gone there. My daughter has gone there, spent 5 weeks. Why should I stop them from knowing where they come from? Why should that be? So if there's no security and if there's no I mean, why should we allow few people to destroy our heritage?
you.
Who gave them that right, and who gave them? Is it because they were voted in? That is the right you think you have more than every other person? No, no, nobody is more Nigerian than anybody. We're all Nigerians, and we're all from Edo State. You are not more Edo more than I am. Because of your last name, don't make you more Edo more than I am. Who's going to speak for the poor children? Who's going to speak for the poor people? Who's going to speak for the less privileged? If we're not all standing up to do that, who's going to do that for us? Who's going to do that for them? Who's going to do that for the retirees that have worked 35 years of their lives?
Yes.
And this is the time for them to enjoy and rest till God calls them. This life is too short. What are you doing with the money? It's a mental disorder when you're hoarding stuff or when you're possessive with stuff. You take money, you don't spend it, you dug a hole and put money there. That's psychotic. You have 10 houses, you need 20. That's possessiveness, and it's a mental disorder. You have 10 cars, you want 20. And I can see if you have 20 out of your hard work, honestly. It's not by stealing money, stealing from people. You see people die like chicken. That doesn't bother you. Then you want to tell me you're human. You go to church and do Thanksgiving. You want to tell me you're human? You see people kill like fowls on the street. You want to tell me you're human? No, you're not.
So, few weeks ago, they said they saw the movement of non-Edo citizens into the states. Non-Edo citizens, and these people are very suspicious. Some people even allege, it's an allegation. I keep saying that. I don't want people to say Nekmen said this during one of our shows. It's an allegation that some criminals were brought to the state to come and fight PDP members. There are videos out there showing certain people coming, and when you say the people, you understand that these are not these people are criminals. They brought them to the state. We don't know who brought them to the state, honestly. And some people are saying that APC brought these people to Edo State because of this upcoming election. And citizens are scared of what is going on in the state. This might impact this upcoming election because some of them are already contemplating over if whether or not they will vote in this next election. We have the history, of election violence in Nigeria. It's not today. Every election conducted in Nigeria, there is always violence, fighting, attacks, and everything. You see this past election, the general elections, what happened? That some people were even killed. Innocent people who went to the poll that they didn't go back home just because of election violence. So some of the citizens of Edo State are contemplating about whether or not they will even vote that day because they don't want to go outside and be attacked by criminals or thugs in the polling booth. So right now we are in diaspora. How can we impact this upcoming election? Will these people listen to us? Some of them have been saying that we are just making noise from diaspora. We cannot impact the election, given that majority of us, we cannot vote. We are not eligible to vote from diaspora. So they don't take what we are saying seriously.
So I don't know why they think we in diaspora, me for example, um, we work so hard here. Let me break it down just a little bit. In diaspora, we do have fun. I'm not gonna say we don't, but we work more than we have fun. So the few times you see us in the party and all that, that just like once in the 2 months or 3 months. But we work more than we have fun, and that's what make this country the way it is. When people have fun more than they work, it's trouble. So in Nigeria, people want money that they didn't work hard for. That's why they don't have the culture of, oh, let me not ask. Everybody think asking or begging is normal. No, it's not. It's not. Even the diaspora children's mind, you can tell it's different from where we're coming from. That mind, that mindset. The diasporan child, a 16-year-old or a 16 and a half-year-old that has a little grocery store, a little kitchen job, will say, no, I'm not going to ask my mom for money. I have my money. That is their mindset because they know they have to be on their own. But we carry, you will see a 25-year-old because the father has money. She doesn't think she should work hard. And that has to be, this is where all this is coming from. People wants to, okay, you want to rip somebody off of who don't even have. You didn't go to school, but you want the mansion that a PhD person has,
Yes,
no matter what. By fire, by force. Either you have to drag it out of people's pocket, however you want to do it. This is all wrong. We got it. The beginning has been wrong. How we can rectify it is what we have to really look for. And that is going to be a long haul. A long haul. I'll tell you right now, you say the diaspora. We are here. I have seen people, I've heard people that has been in a diaspora, wherever it is in any country, that hasn't been home for 15 years. And boom, their father dies. Boom, their mother dies. You think that is a joy for us? You think all the years and all the days we have missed with our loved ones, you think, coming to diaspora, who wants to be in anybody's country anyway?
Exactly.
This is a voluntary exile because where you're coming from is not conducive. That's why you're asking for help. How many times have check an American, for example, let them travel for 1 week to a different country. They can't wait to come back home. When home is comfortable, who wants to go out there? So all these years and minutes and days and everything that everybody has spent in the diaspora without their siblings, you don't even know who your sibling is anymore. You can't even understand your mom anymore because you haven't had that bond. You think that will ever come back? Their mom is gone. Their dad is gone forever. It will never come back. Why was that person in why did that person find their way to diaspora? Because there was no hope where they are coming from. A doctor comes from Nigeria. Of course, you can't be a doctor right away. A doctor will become a CNA, nursing assistant. And that CNA, you still have to go to school for it. A nursing assistant. A nurse is speaking down on a doctor who is about 60 years old or more. You think anybody would be 60 and being comfortable with being a doctor in their own country and wants to come and start all over? I know one Russian woman that came with her family. They were both doctors, both husband and wives. At this point, she said there's no need. She just became a registered nurse, and that was that. So these are all the things the politicians do in all this dysfunctional country that they don't get. We in diaspora, because we are speaking, we want things to be better. It's not because we hate you guys. It's not because we even know you personally. It's because you need to search your conscience. If you're I talked to a family member once that is friendly to a minister of whether it's health or so. She sat down and said, man, there's no hospitals in this country. I can really help. I'm not really looking for the contract or anything, but I have people who can really give us good hospitals if we can really get on it. She sat down, she said, so my person brought the hospitals that can be placed in places in Nigeria so people won't be dying carelessly. Because as you know, Sister Nekben, we have the shortest lifespan in the whole world. The African have that. You know why that is? Because we don't have facility where we can maintain our health.
Exactly.
That's number one. That's on the politicians. That's on them because they didn't provide hospitals for us. So now she's telling her, oh, Nigeria is not ready for that. So my person said, what do you mean Nigeria is not ready for this? He said, they won't let me. So I be damned, for my own person, I be damned if I'm in a position where you have to tell me what to do instead of allowing me to do my job. I will resign. And I'll tell you right now, any minister or anybody that is being controlled to share the money and not do their job accordingly, you have your conscience to deal with. You have God to answer. And you also have a generational curse you are bringing to your family. Don't do that. If you have to stand alone with the right thing, stand alone. Stand alone is very, very important because that's why when they say politics, you see every decent person runs away because everybody just think it's a dirty game. When you say you're a politician, you have a stigma, especially a politician coming from Africa, the whole Africa as a whole, not even one,
Yes.
and Nigeria especially. When you say you're a politician, people look at you and say, oh, okay, you guys are bad people.
It's like enemy.
There might be some good ones, but look at what we're dealing with. Look at what we're dealing with. If they
Yes.
think this is a joke, there was a video that I showed on my show where a Chinese guy wrote this our African American sister, the Queen of Africa. She talks about Chinese trying to invade African land and all that. So this boy was so bold enough, ignore that African leaders has borrowed money upon money that they don't have no accountability for. This boy was bold enough. He showed his email, he showed his address, he showed his telephone number, he showed his ID, he showed his picture to answer that our sister, Queen of Africa, she's African American, to say, I think you should stop talking about Chinese people trying to evade Africa. Chinese people are more superior to African people, and we also have the brain to manage your land and your resources. They need Chinese people to manage it because we are inferior. We don't have the capacity, the capability in our brain
You
to
see.
manage our resources. If
Mhm.
that's not an insult, then I don't know what insult is. But again, if you look at it, our leaders and our politicians will see it as insult because when you owe somebody, you can't really speak, especially when you don't even know how you're paying back.
Yeah, the issue of Chinese and Africa, I hate when people always blame the Chinese people. It's the same thing. When you look at the history of Atlantic slave trade, what happened? Go to history, go study history, and know how African nobles were selling their own people to the Europeans. Today, we are blaming the Europeans for slave trade, but we have to also look back the root causes of slave trade
No,
in
no, no,
Africa.
I'm not really blaming them. No, it's just that one video that I'm
Mm.
really addressing. If people don't wake up in Africa at this time,
That's
then I
what
don't know when they will wake up.
exactly. Africans
Because
are the
let me tell
problem
you,
of Africa.
yes, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I posted it. I said Chinese would borrow from Africa if we have the right leaders in. What I mean by that, because we have the land, we have the resources, and we have the manpower. But we don't know what we have. That is the problem. No,
Corruption.
no, the world cannot survive with the without the African continent.
Mm,
Period.
mm.
But these leaders, they think when they destroy their own, they will have where they will be rescued. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
Did you see what happened? What happened recently during the coronavirus? That many of the politicians were not able to leave the country to seek medical attention in the West or other countries in the world. I'm saying it. It's what happened. Okay, politicians, they don't care about the healthcare system in the country. Our healthcare system is a disaster. Disaster.
Whew.
So they,
Don't keep me going on
yeah,
that.
I know that you know that more than me. You know that. You know that the healthcare system. So they don't want to develop our healthcare system, the whole country. Go to Nigeria. Right now in Nigeria, last year I was in Nigeria. People are afraid to interstate travels. Interstate travels. People don't want to take the risk anymore. You can't travel from Benin to Lagos. You can't travel from Abuja to Benin through land. Sister Angela, that is what is going on in Nigeria now due to
I see it. I see it.
lack of security in Nigeria. I was wondering, I said, this is not in Nigeria where I was born and bred. Interstate
Exactly.
travel, Sister Angela, people are flying airplanes. If you cannot afford airplane ticket, do not travel. Do not do any interstate travels. Lack of
Can you imagine?
security. People are being attacked on their way. Sometimes criminals, all these bad guys, they will intercept buses, transportation buses, and kidnap everybody inside the bus and demand for ransom. In some cases, some people will end up dying in the hands of the kidnappers. Nigeria has become a dangerous zone that you cannot travel from one state, interstate travel. Don't take that risk. That's what is going on in Nigeria.
So growing up in Nigeria, um, I mean, I came here in my early 20s, and as anybody can see, I'm over 50. So, growing up in Nigeria, I went to school in College of Education in Nigeria. I just want to show you one picture. Is it the same Nigeria that we grew up? Somebody was telling me the other day. I said, "How about a student? Do they still do rag day?" They said, "Rag day? Oh my God, you want to be arrested? Because I know at that time, the student's voice is always being heard. When the student starts, especially Uniben students, when they start, that time, no shooting, nobody even harass you when you protest. Uniben, I can still recollect, Uniben student, we just like if there's a Coca-Cola a truck coming or any of the trucks coming, they will just stop the driver. The driver will just give them way quietly, and somebody they will tell the driver, "Go on, we're going to riot today." All of them, they will be inside that truck, and the governor will come out and say, "What is the matter?" And they will dialogue, and everything will be settled. That is the Nigeria that I grew up. For me to see people protesting and people being killed, let me see. This is. Let me see if I can pull this thing out nicely. So this is rag day for me. I don't know if you guys can, if you can see it.
I can
This
see
is
this.
this is rag day for me and my friends. When
Oh,
we had that's my friend,
uh,
and that's me. That's another friend, Helen, and that's me in the middle. Hold on.
uh,
And yeah, that's me right there during the rag day. So we had rag day. The universities have rag day. The College of Education had rag day. We had fun, and the rag day, the money we make, we give it to the poor. Like that's the Nigerian that I know. That is the Nigerian that bleeds my heart. That if we ever get this back, that when students just say this is what is annoying us, we are not getting our buzzer money, we are not the food they're cooking in the canteen is not sweet enough, and a leader will listen and say, okay, we will do this, we will do that. Where have all that day gone?
so we said we are celebrating 2 decades of consistent democracy in Nigeria in
There's
corruption.
no democracy.
We are
we're,
celebrating
we're,
it in
we're just
corruption.
lying to ourselves.
Exactly. We are celebrating it in corruption. What democracy? And that is what we were discussing yesterday, that the word democracy only exists in theory in Nigeria, in the constitution. Not until they start practicalizing democracy in Nigeria. We are not running a democratic government in Nigeria. Look at INEC. INEC can be compromised in Nigeria. People, Nigerians, they should protest against INEC in the country. I'm not seeing anyone doing anything about that. INEC, in order for democracy to flourish in Nigeria, we should look at INEC first. INEC in Nigeria is the worst institution in the country. Honestly, it's so corrupt that they can be easily compromised in the country. Look at since APC came into power, they said they have never lose one state in Nigeria during governorship elections. So they
What
ensure
is that? What is that?
they ensure that they ring elections in all states. So Zamfara, what led to the crisis in Zamfara that PDP won the state? You know what happened? The APC won the state, but because of court cases, that is why Zamfara came under PDP. Okay, Bayelsa State as well. APC is very unpopular in Nigeria. You will ask why? Why is it that APC is winning all states in Nigeria, even though they are very unpopular? Okay, Bayelsa State, you know what happened again? APC won the state. They ran the election and won the state. It was through the courts that PDP took power. You know what? APC deputy governor submitted some academic credentials with some discrepancies. So they took the case to court, disqualified the candidate, then PDP emerges as the governor of Bayelsa State. Otherwise, since APC administration, this current administration, we have never had any free and fair election at all. Never, 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 never. The INEC boss, the so-called the INEC chairman Yakubu, he is number one APC boss, not INEC boss. We should be calling him APC boss. He's the one under all this problem in Nigeria. INEC, Nigerians should all stand up and fight against INEC in the country. Otherwise, democracy will never strive in Nigeria. Honestly, that is the problem we are having right now. We have to look at INEC before we look at the corruption existing among Nigerian politicians. So democracy is only in theory in Nigeria, not in practice. This next election, we are protesting for free and fair and credible elections in Edo State. Look at APC members, what they are saying. They said PDP has the crowd. PDP has the crowd, but APC is going to the government house. What does that mean?
Let me come in there. So with our words, let's say we shouldn't be used to threats, but unfortunately we are used to that. There are some words you would say, even when I do my program, I tell people, do not use threatful word. I cannot afford it. I live in a country where threat, verbal or physical, is not acceptable. So I'm not, and I've adopted and I've adjusted to that. If you want to call it, oh, that woman is always afraid, call it that way. That's your business. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna ruin things that I work hard for that. So, and to threat is not even life. Why would you threaten another human being and you think it's okay? Who give you the right to think you can bully people and you can threaten on people and you can just make people uncomfortable and make people endurance and think it's okay? You have to be somebody that don't really have no conscience to do that, or you have to be somebody that is not human to do that. And that's my take on that. So you can send your message. You can send your message without threatening people. You can send your message without insulting people. You can send your message. You can send your message. I'll tell you, Medela is one person that I respect. You never see him curses at anybody, but he got to the point he wanted to get to. That's how you do it. Legally, that's how you do it. But when you openly will say, oh, I'm going to be the governor, whether you vote or not, I'm about to ring it.
Yes.
Ringing is a crime. So when people say that and you let those people walk free, so how are we going to get the democracy? Well, we're not. We are not in democracy. We are in dictatorship. People speak. People speak of how they are being treated in the army. They get arrested. Boom. Oh, no insult on the leaders. It's going to be punishable. Who does that? When you do the right thing in life, you don't look around to see if your children are going to disrespect you, or if the people that work under you is going to disrespect you. They will always have regard for you because you have regard for them. So as you know, my place of work, I respect everybody as I will expect back. And sometimes, if you are disrespectful, I'm going to call you to caution. And you're going to have to learn that because you are disrespecting me to do something for you as the director of nurses, I am not going to do it because you are coming bold to my office to act as if you're this macho man. I'm supposed to be afraid of you. No, I'm not. That's the reason I will not do it. So when you come up diplomatically and present your case, then now we are talking. We sit down and speak like human beings and dialogue and have the problem solved. So you see all these people running around and beating people and doing whatever they want, and they never get punished. Of course, they're going to do whatever they want. Human beings are going to do whatever they want when they know there's no consequences.
They have been sending me threat messages, Sister Angela. It's very obvious right now. APC, or not APC, I have to be careful when I say APC. Right now in Edo State, the APC is divided due to this lack of internal democracy,
So what are they threatening you for? Why can't you have a freedom of speech? Why can't you have your choice? Why should anybody be threatened?
Yes, the EPM members have been sending me messages, threat messages.
Who is that? I don't know who those people are.
The EPM, when we say EPM, Sister Angela, you should know this now. EPM members, okay, let me explain the definition of EPM members. In Edo State, APC is divided into two parts: the factional APC, also called the EPM members, while the other side of APC, they consider themselves as the authentic APC members, while the factional APC, also called EPM, the governorship candidate emerges from the EPM. That's what is going on in Edo State right now. That APC is obviously divided due to lack of internal democracy, rocking the party, and this lack of internal democracy is the root cause of the crisis, the political crisis in the state. So the EPM members are sending me threat messages saying that I should not ever come to Nigeria, that they're going to deal with me. I'm waiting for them. Nigeria is my country. Edo State specifically, they said I should not come to
Why
Edo State.
should that be, though? Why should that be?
When I'm in Edo State, I will broadcast live on YouTube and Facebook so that they will see me. There's nobody can stop me from my states. Okay, we all have equal right over Edo State. Adam Soshomole is not the owner of Edo State, neither the EPM members. We are all members of Edo State. We have equal right. Nobody can suppress me or suppress my voice or even restrict me from entering my own state. That's what is going on now. Many people saw the comments on my YouTube channel. They keep threatening me. Even someone even threatened me physically on the show when I interview one guy. It's a long story, Sister Angela. So for me, I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them. Never.
No.
That's
so,
Nigeria.
But in all that being said, we need peace in Edo State. When you experience war, you don't want it. I have sat with my Rwanda friend when she explained some certain things about war to me. Oh my God. I'm like, you can't make all this up. Is this real? She said, what she told me still bothers me. And I see her tears after, when was the Rwanda genocide? That's over 20 years ago. When she talks about it, just a few ones she will talk about. She has tears rolling down her eyes. Of course, my eyes won't be dry. And you don't want war. All these guys, clamoring for war. Do you know what war is all about? You don't want Edo State to be a ghost town, because that's what Rwanda was after when the war was over. But look at Rwanda now; they're one of the best country they should be number one in Africa, because it took just one right person to come in, Kingami. It took one person to come in and clean everywhere. So when you respect yourself and respect your people, people will respect you. When you disrespect your people and disrespect yourself, nobody will respect you. That's just my message to these leaders. Again, before you fight for Pastor Isaiah or Basaki, Governor Basaki, think. Know that after the election, these people will not be enemy, and we don't expect them to be, because
Yes.
that's what election is all about. They will still see each other and they will still greet each other. I hope they do that, because that diplomacy, they will not be enemies to each other. They will not. So you that is there trying to kill yourself, you trying to stay in the gun's way, you want your head, your brain to be blown off. The only person that will be sad and that will lose, that will have mental issues because of you, is your mom. Your mom, your dad, and your siblings. So don't be foolish. Don't be foolish and go stay in God's way or carry a gun for anybody. Let's have the free and fair election. Let Edo people speak for themselves by voting right, and the count goes right. Don't do that, because when we get a good governor in, don't think about what you're going to get. Think about, when we get a good governor in, I'm going to get a job, and there will be hospitals, there will be roads, there will be water, there will be light, there will be everything. Now we can enjoy till God say it is. Don't look for the quick gratuity, the things that you can, the little thing that you can just get. Let's say they gave you 1 million naira. 1 million naira. You buy a house, or you build a little 2 rooms and buy a car. I'm telling you right now, in the next few months, you will be broke. And that's not longevity. The longevity is when you enjoy all the amenities. That's what you want. We want peace in Edo State. Let's vote. Let's count it right. INEC, if you're coming to Edo State, you better be bringing APC, PDP, AAC representative to witness the count. We don't want just APC in Edo State to control the election. We want all three parties or 10 parties to be present while it's being counted and counted fairly. We don't care who wins, but whoever takes a door to the highest and to the next
Yes.
level is who we are looking
Well,
for.
before.
So when you are too desperate in getting to that position, then you are going in for your own selfish interests. Let the people speak. Let the vote count. That's my conclusion.
Sister Angela, one other thing that is very, very important in this upcoming election, we should also encourage our people back home, and they should understand that democracy is very pivotal in this upcoming election, that they should not collect money from any politician. I called
Yes.
someone, I don't want to name the person, I called someone 2 days ago in Edo State, in Benin City, asking, I said, who are you going to vote for? I don't want to mention any of the candidates. He said, look, one of the candidates, that is the APC and PDP, say one of the candidates is too selfish. Because of that, he is going to vote for the other one because they gave him some money to run the campaign, a little bit of money. He said the other candidate is too selfish. He said nobody is going to vote for him because he's too selfish. We want money. I said, what about the development that the government will bring? He said, what development? He said, people are hungry in the street. If you don't give them money, they are not going to vote for you. That's what he told me. I said, my phone almost drop in my hands, Sister
Oh,
Angela. My phone almost dropped in my hands. It's like we are just wasting our time protesting from the diaspora for a free and fair election. These people, they are very money conscious. It's very important that we should talk to them. I don't know. The person I spoke with is a very educated person who knows the definition of democracy. My phone almost fell from my hand when I was talking
wow.
to him. I said, what is this? Eh?
Okay. I don't know who that person is, but I'm gonna have a message for that person. Either you listen or you don't. I don't know it all, but what I know and where I have lived over about over 3 decades is when an American will look at you right in the face and tell you, you said you were going to do this, but you didn't do it. That means you lied to me. So I'm not giving you no chance. And that politician will take it and say, okay, I'm sorry. Or will take it and just listen to her. They will not start arguing because it's a fact. But we are in a country where thieves are being celebrated and the humbles are the bad ones, are the leftovers. I'll tell you right now what money does to you, and that hunger will continue when you take that money. That is just the fact of the issue. So, what that money will do for you is a temporary thing. And I'm so shocked that you are educated and you have that reasoning. What that money will do for you is a temporary thing. And when you eat that food, it's all carbohydrate anyway. When you eat that food, that will not last you for let's say about a month or two. And when that is done, that is done. How about when you fall sick? You see how much we have as diabetes patients? We have a lot of diabetic patients. You know why? Because we are not eating the right nutrient. We feed on carbohydrate morning, day, and night, and that turns into sugar. And you know why? You don't have the hospital to go manage your diabetes either. I'll
Okay.
tell you right now, I have some patients who are 90 years old and they are diabetic. They are diabetic. They are 90 years old and diabetic. God forbid, most deaths that we have had in Nigeria that never even had a chance to be diagnosed as diabetes, as diabetic a patient, is because they have gone in diabetic coma and they have died. That's what it is. So the money you have taken had robbed you out of having a functional hospital where you would have been gone to get treated if you have such. The money you've taken you have stopped the good schools that our children would have learned and be better people and better leader. The money you have taken away our light. The money you have taken have taken away our road. You might hear me and you say, she's saying her own because she has food where she is. But you want a long utility. It's not quick gratuity. You just grab it and eat.
Mm,
Skills.
mm,
So to have all these amenities going around, You will enjoy it, and your four and your grandchildren will enjoy it. When you take money from the leaders, you are not showing them how to treat you. You're only telling them that you are a piece of buy over. That's what you're telling them. You are telling them
Yes.
you can buy me over cheap. 5,000, oh, bring her. You can buy me over cheap, and I'm just here at your service.
Mm.
You will always be enslaved under them.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
when you stand up to a leader and tell them, listen, this is how you should be treating me, this is what I should be getting as a Nigerian citizen. Bingo. They will straighten up. You see why it's been the way it is? Because of everybody that speaks like the person you spoke to.
Mm. That's the thing. That's the thing. Well,
Madam,
he just spoke the minds of average Nigerians. I'm telling you, Sister Angela, when you read the minds of average Nigerians, it's just exactly what the man just told me. During election period, the past election period, you saw some voters going to the polling booth asking for the candidate that paid the highest bribe. We have to send them a clear message, these people, to vote their conscience and forget about peanut money that politicians will throw at them during election period. It's very important. Otherwise, it's like we are wasting our time here protesting for them. Eh?
wow, wow.
Sister, Sister
I,
Angela.
it just it's a long. I tell you, it's a long haul. The teaching and the awareness and the resetting of their mindset and the resetting of their brain is gonna be a long haul. It's gonna be a long haul. It's not gonna be this election or a next election. Not even 10 years. Not even 5 years. It's just gonna be gradually. They
Hmm.
will not know that the sad part is the politicians. They travel all around the world and they see exactly how people are being treated. They come here to obey the laws, then they
Yes.
go to their own country.
Mhm.
They usually say everybody always pray for rain to fall in their soil. But these politicians are wired differently. And won't you be praying for your country to be better than any other person's country? I don't get it. And
Mm.
I can never get it. I
Mhm.
can't get it in the sense that I thought so, okay, we have children and we are telling our children, please don't lie and don't steal. But they see you every day stealing from the people. They are afraid to talk to you. I will tell you right now, I don't even know them, but I'm pretty sure at least it's not 100% the politicians' children that are with what their father is doing. I'm pretty sure there will still be few that will have said, "Oh, daddy, don't do that." But they will be so afraid to say it because when they say it, they get shut down.
Mm.
It's time for accountability in
Yeah,
Africa.
doctor,
It's
yeah.
time for accountability in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And it's time for accountability in Edo State.
Mm.
Stop taking this treasury money. It's not yours. It's not yours. It's not yours to take. It's stealing. So you can't tell your son or your daughter not to steal when right there you are stealing the treasury. It's the same thing. So
Yeah.
don't steal it. Because I always say, when you steal, take food from the poor man's children's mouth to give to your children, that is a generational curse. When you steal from the treasury and you think you're entitled to it, it's a one-way ticket to hell. When you when you see the poor man's children dying of hunger and malnutrition, and you look away, the truth will always prevail. No bad thing, nobody does bad that ever end up good. When you don't educate the poor man's children that you didn't educate will not give your rich children that you educated in Versace school, Harvard. They will never give them peace. This is a long haul. Start doing the right thing for the people because it's going to come down. and it's not going to come down well. Nothing. I've never seen people that are bad that end up good. Never. You could be enjoying it now. I've never seen mean people that have done people wrong that ever come out good. No, their end stage is always very bad. Let me give you an example before we round up.
Yeah.
As there's this, there was one principal in Isha. I'm not going to say what part of Isha. He's a principal. His children are doing well. Doctors, lawyers, this and that. He has a car those days. My father was an educationist. So I knew all the principal and everybody around Ishan area and everything. So he thought he was a top notch. No, he's untouchable. Nobody can touch him. Very proud. Nobody's like him. He's better than everybody. And all that. He will even rub it in your face. How good his children are doing. How he's the only one that has the best car in the area. Blah, 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 all the way. And I tell you, my parents were my mother was very full of wisdom. And she would just say, oh, I wish this guy can be talked to. You will try to talk to him, he will shut you right down. I'll tell you right now. Then here comes what hit. The mother dies. The mother dies, and he brought the biggest a musician, the biggest canopy, the most decorated funeral you will ever see. There was no one person on the chair. There was no one person sitting on the chair that he has arranged perfectly and everything. And musicians keep playing, thinking people will come, people will come, people will come. Till almost like evening time, nobody's showing up. I'll tell you right now, that same man has to come down to his knees and went, even the owner of that place had refused to even go beg people for him. But after much pleading and crying and everything, the owner himself has to send people to go from house to beg and kneel down for before people showed up. That's life. Don't do people no wrong. You are not better than anybody. We are equal in God's eyes. Because you are the best ringer or the best person that can embezzle more than the other person, don't make you better than anybody.
Yeah.
It will fall. The world is a small place. It's a round in a circle. It's very round that you don't know when you will need that poor child's help that you neglected. So keep doing the right thing and stop stealing our treasury. That's my conclusion.
Thank you, Sister Angela. Awesome show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys,
so
thank you.
Tell everybody, tomorrow on my show is going to be every Sunday. I have Edo Politics. So I have Jacobian, who works close to the governor, coming to the show. I'm going to reach out to the ambassador to Tanzania to see if he can come to the show also. So if anybody is for Pastor Izeyamu and Edith Osakpoma, you can come into the show. We really need to know what these people are doing for us. We can't be mugus anymore. You just say, oh, because it's my uncle, let me vote for him. No. The person that will have the job done is who we should be voting for. It don't matter if they are our enemy. Don't love your leaders. Love what they do. That is a saying. Don't love your leaders, but love what they do. Don't be sentimental or be emotional about voting for all these people. It's very, very imperative that we do that. And I'm going to go on a Zoom. I'm pretty sure they started already.
Yes,
I'm
me too. I want to join too. Yeah, I have.
Okay, guys. The first lady is having a Zoom. If you can watch it on
yes, I'm going to be screening it. I'm going to screen it. Like
these people how to treat us. Even when there is a Zoom right now, we need to tell all of them that we are here in a Zoom. We want the Zoom to continue because we want to know. We want to evaluate you and assess you the very first 100 days. Did you do what you said you are going to do? Look at how Americans do theirs. They are not afraid of anybody. They take the microphone, bam, and that person knows that there have to be laws in Nigeria. There have to be restoration in Edo State. This Zoom that is going on.
Yeah, we need to join. They're going to be waiting for me because I have a role to play there.
Yes, anybody that wins should continue with the Zoom because we need to tell them what they are doing, how they are doing, what they need to do, and all that. That's our sole responsibility as citizens. Thank you all so much. Join me tomorrow for the Edo politics. And thank you so much, Sister Nekpe. And I will see you in the Zoom.
Yes, I'm
I
gonna.
already registered, I think.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you,
We are
ma.
bringing awareness to the people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Please don't take the threat to heart. Guys, stop threatening people that are speaking to the truth. Very, very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma. Thank you for joining the show today. It was
You're
awesome.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Guys,
Thank you.
thank you all
Bye,
for the
everybody. God bless.
comments. Thank you all for the comments. Oh my God, a lot of comments. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys tomorrow. We have to join the Zoom meeting now. We are running. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma. Yeah. Bye. Bye, bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.